thank you. I think we could all use a warm Gettysburg welcome on a day such as this. I'm very pleased to be here. I'm more than pleased. I'm personally privileged to be a part of these ceremonies in this very special place. Moreover, as I stand before you, I can't help but reflect on my own childhood in the Great Plains and the working class communities of South Dakota, because I had a school teacher in the 7th grade who said, "You should read the Gettysburg Address for the declamation contest this year." And for reasons that are still not entirely clear to me, I was so successful that it became a fixed part of our community. I would read the Gettysburg Address at school gatherings, at American Legion gatherings, and wherever the community paused to think about the great history of this country. I'd like to take just a few moments today to talk about this sacred place, this hallowed ground, and the lessons that are here for us today that are as timeless and as enduring as the tone, the language, and the message of President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. That eloquent expression of sorrow, humility, ideals, and conviction that will last as long as mankind. When President Lincoln came to this great battlefield to honor the dead and the cause, he was thinking not about his place in history, but about their place, and the responsibility of all those who came after to ensure that they had not died in vain. Now, almost 150 years later, this nation once again is being tested, this time on distant battlefields, but also at home. While we are here today paying tribute to the bravery and sacrifice of another time, at this very hour, young American men and women are in uniform and in harm's way in foreign lands and dangerous places. They're on duty in lands where they don't speak the language, where they're bewildered by the culture, where the enemy doesn't wear uniforms or hesitate to use sacred places and civilian homes to plot their ever more terrifying attacks. Those fellow American citizens are all volunteers. They have sworn to sacrifice their lives and their limbs to defend this country and each of us. Their families live in a state of a perpetual fear that the next call or knock at the door will bring unbearable news. These are proud and patriotic Americans who do this duty for modest wages and at a high price. They come from small towns that many of us have never heard from. Many of them have nothing more than a high school education. Their wives, their fiancés, their parents are almost uniformly working class Americans. Too few of them come from elite universities or places of privilege. However you feel about the decisions that place them in harm's way, whether you are supportive or ambivalent or angry, we must not dishonor their sense of duty, for they are where they are, so we can be where we are. At the very least, we owe their families recognition of their sacrifices and an expression of shared concerns. No nation should be divided between those in uniform and those not, between those who send their sons and daughters to war and those who have the privilege of not doing that. We are not two nations, one in uniform, one not. That is unacceptable in a democratic republic, politically, culturally, and morally.